Welcome, everybody, to another exciting episode. With me is a very special guest, Brisology. How's it going?
Hey guys, how's everyone doing?
Hopefully, well.
Nice. I can hear you guys.
Could hear the leaf blowers too.
In chat.
Yeah, so it's great to have you on. You've been in the chat for a little bit, so
Yeah, I try to get in all the YouTube live stream chats. You know, like I love just absorbing content. I am a huge HEX consumer.
sponge.
Yeah, I'm a sponge. I absorb it all. And so I love seeing new influencers. I love that you're fairly new to the scene, and I think you're making a huge impact. And so I like to be inside the chat boxes of all the guys I really enjoy watching.
Yeah, and it's always great having you in there. Just give us your background.
Okay, so long story short, I started investing into Bitcoin in 2013, late 2013. I got my first Bitcoin at like $200, and that in that December was the very first bull run I experienced, and then you know came along. I was just chugging along with my Bitcoin and Litecoin bags, and then 2019 I found Richard Hart, and he was saying a lot of stuff that I was really vibing with, and I liked the way that he spoke. He didn't sugarcoat it, and I started following him, and he started talking about his hex, Bitcoin hex, is what it was originally called, and so I started following him. I think maybe like a year, a little more than a year before hex launched. So I've been kind of with Richard Hart this entire time, uh, this ride the entire time. And so yeah, so here I am. I'm just kind of I really like Hex. I really think it's a superior crypto product, and I just want to see more people get onboarded because I've benefited greatly from this product, and I just want to see other people benefit as much as I have.
Yeah, tell us about how your life changed.
Um, all right. Well, I try not. I never really like to say this publicly because I don't want people to look at me like weird, like I'm a seller or something. But I have stopped working. You know, and I don't know if I would say retired, but I don't go to work anymore. That's probably the biggest thing. That's what allows me to be inside the chat rooms all the time. And so yeah, so I'm I don't really sell Hex. I have just a giant bag of USDC that I'm living off of. And so last weekend was actually really scary for me. I was like, oh, it looks like I'm going right back to work with the USDC depegging, and like
Oh,
it's all over. Um so yeah, so I just kind of chill at home, and I just try and help people with crypto.
yeah, and it's making a big difference, and it's looking like we're starting to see things turn around, at
Yeah,
least to an extent. We could get into the charts. I
yeah.
always start off with the charts, and I start off with Bitcoin. So I guess what's your take on Bitcoin right now? Like, is there 11K in play, or it's out of play?
It's I think it's still a possibility, but I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, it kind of to me kind of just depends on the macro environment. Are we going to have a full blown 2008 financial collapse? Is it saved from more printing? I don't know. I feel like if everything starts tumbling, um, people are going to probably rush into Bitcoin and Ethereum, and via Hart's law, that's going to drag the rest of the market up. The crypto market. Um, so I don't know. I just don't know what's going to happen. That's the truth. It could go to 11K. It might not. We could just start our next bull run. Like I said, maybe the Federal Reserve saved the crash from happening, and now we're just going to enter the next bull run. I think we usually have a bull run about 6 months before the Bitcoin halving. Everything seems to be correlated with the 4-year Bitcoin halving cycle, and that's going to happen about this time next year. So I'm kind of expecting a bull run probably within the next 6 months, probably happening in June and pumping into you know, December and then cooling down uh, at the actual halvening event. That's my best guess of what
Ye-
might happen.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because I don't know. I think it would be too easy if it crashes now because everyone wanted it to crash, and like the bottom is never easy. And this is like a perfect example of it not being easy. So I feel like it has to be the
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah, I feel like the same thing would happen with Bitcoin. Like if Hex were to drop to 2 pennies, right, like today or tomorrow, or even in the next week, I think we would see so many buyers at 2 penny Hex that it just wouldn't stay there. And so I feel like the same thing with Bitcoin. If it dropped back down to like 15 grand, people are gonna look at this as an opportunity and gobble it all up. So, I, honestly, I don't think we're gonna hit 11K. Um, but 15K was close enough for Richard's call, in my
Yeah,
opinion. Um, but yeah,
yeah. A big bottom signal also was that you had the two biggest crypto banking services banks went under and Bitcoin pumped.
yeah, yeah,
It's like imagine that happened at like 40K, we'd probably be down to 20K in no time. So I think we're just oversold, and I think we got a little more sideways action to go. But yeah, let's get into the real stuff. The real meat and potatoes is the hex price. What's your take on that?
Hex is looking beautiful. At 8.5 cents. Um, it just looks like it's reacting with the macro market. Like it's Hart's law. Ethereum went from like 1,500 to like 1,800 in the last week, and look, it's dragging up Hex along with it, and Hex is outperforming it. Um, so yeah, no, I'm loving it. Funny story is I kind of got fudded into gains, and what happened was it was on Sunday of last week. USDC was like collapsing, and like I said, I have a big bag of USDC, and I got scared because I wasn't sure what was going to happen on Monday. I was like, are the banks just all going to start collapsing on Monday? I don't know. So I converted a bunch of it into Hex and Ethereum, and at an 8% loss. And then the coming days, everything pumped up, and they pumped up like 15-20% each. So I made gains, even though I converted it at a loss. I made some pretty nice gains. So I'm very happy this week.
Yeah, I think either way. By the way, if USDC depegs, that's it for like crypto because all the pairings are USDC and they're all worthless. It's like they're paired against air. So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that was a we got by a close one. I'm not. It wouldn't be worthless. They're still tether, but I don't think a depegging of the U.S. dollar would be good for crypto. I don't.
The government will still accept them for taxes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that's the only thing that really gives them any value whatsoever. So they're required to pay taxes.
yeah. The price in the dollar. So yeah, I guess we're gonna get into some stuff. Let's just go say what's up to the chat.
Toby
Bit
won.
finesse is here. What's going on? Bit finesse.
Whenever I see the Biz with Briz, I go wah wah
Yeah,
wah. I hear the trumpets in my head.
there you go. And David Weinberg, what's going on? RH Max is here. We got RH Max. We got Toby Wan.
Toby.
What's going on, Toby Wan? Thanks for
RH
tuning
Max puts out a lot of great content. Love his stuff.
I love it too. You know, he just dropped a truckload of Richard Hart shorts into the Telegram.
Nice.
Are you? Yeah. If anyone's not in the Telegram yet, you better get in now. I'm dropping the link in the description. We have some good news. We're going to get into that in a second. But yeah, get in there. Start reposting RH Max's telegrams. And Maddie Allen is here. Briz rocks. Driving now. Sup, y'all. Smash likes. Market front ran Richard Hart's call by buying GBTC at 11.1K. Yeah, Maddie had a great point that it's really 11K in prey because grayscale Bitcoin went down to 11.
Yeah. You know, just like how what I believe is like when Jim Cramer makes his calls and then like the really big money goes, all right, let's wait for the plebs to do what he says, and then we do the opposite, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe the same powers that be were watching Richard's 11K and pray call.
Jim Cramer was watching 11K and pray. He was calling 12K. He was calling 12K Bitcoin at 15.5. He was front running Richard Hart.
You know, it's just kind of funny how everyone came up with that, 11 to 12K call quite a while after Richard had been promoting it. I thought that was kind of coincidental.
But it wasn't cool to call 11K when it was already at 15K. You know, it was cool calling it at 67 or 65.
I feel the exact opposite. I feel like everyone's like, that is not cool, saying it's going to go from 69K to 11 versus people at 15 are like, oh yeah, obviously it's going to 11.
Oh yeah. In that sense, yeah. No, I agree with that. But yeah, anybody that thinks that, anyone that was thinking that oh yeah, I'm gonna say it's gonna go lower, it's like meaningless. We're already low.
Yeah,
you're not cool. It's not meaningful.
Yeah, no, you have to. There has to be a big gap in between your, what you say is going to happen and what's happening. You can't call the housing collapse after everything's already collapsed.
Yeah, exactly. That's when you know it's time to turn around. And you said that Jim Cramer's always wrong. So did you hear my theory on why he's always wrong?
No, tell me.
So why do you think he's always wrong? Because a lot of people say he's just lying. You know, they're trying to counter trade.
I'm sorry, you asked me why I think?
Yeah, because
I don't think he's lying or anything. I think he literally like believes in his calls, and then I think the big money just does the opposite of what he says because they see the plebs, the lemmings, kind of following what he says, and they flow into that stock, so they start selling it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I phrased it in a cute way, though. I said they say buy the rumor, sell the news, right? And Jim Cramer is the news. He's the news man. Like,
exactly.
He is the news. He can't possibly ever be right. So I think people give him too much heat. It's like if I were on CNBC, I'd also always be wrong. That's when it comes to the masses.
With that said, he also says things like Lehman Bear is super solid. Buy into it, guys.
That's what they were counter trading him. The Wall Street guys are like, let's dump our Bear Stearns.
So that's the thing. Like, come on, it's not like the company was like, oh, Jim Cramer said we're good, let's kill ourselves. No, it's they were dying, and it feels like he was told to say they're not dying.
No, so he did get caught. He did get caught on occasions. Like I don't know if you saw the Jon Stewart thing, but he's been up to some no good sometimes, actually. But I think for the most part at this point, he's just the news.
Yeah. He's kind of like Peter Schiff or something, where he makes like one good call once every like decade.
Yeah. I'm thinking it's gonna become. It's the last thing I'd say about this is like it's gonna come to the point where like he's actually gonna start being right because everyone knows that he's wrong.
Right. Right. I can see that.
But yeah, let's get into I guess the first thing I showed was on TikTok. This guy Blockeroni tweeted that Pulsechain got over 33 million views. We haven't launched yet. Richard Hart got in the 20 millions. It's going viral, man.
I saw that. I saw that tweet. That's pretty awesome. But I mean, TikTok though, it doesn't seem like those views are all like real views. At least not as meaningful as like a Twitter or a YouTube view, in my opinion. There's just so many freaking views. It's like no one like I just feel like if you combined all our views on YouTube, we wouldn't reach 33 million.
Correct. No, so there is a lot of truth to what you're saying, right? That a YouTube view is worth a lot more than a TikTok view, but the YouTube views are inbound. The TikTok is outbound, right? Because the TikTok could get in front of people because it's a feed, right? So people are on the feed, and if the algorithm sees that they're watching it and they're liking it, it just keeps on reinforcing, keeps on like throwing those things back at people. So there are a lot of people that are getting a lot more Richard Hart content and getting very familiar with them as we speak. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's also where trends are made. Like it's YouTube 2010. It's
Sure, definitely. Yeah, but hey, as long as more people just see the little hexagons, you know what I would really like to see is the hexagon shape become like the new shape of crypto.
I
You
think
know
it
what I
will.
mean? And it kind of is like with Twitter. Yeah, you can have the NFT profile pics, and they're in a hexagon shape. I think.
No, I think it will. I think that's what we're gonna see. I think we're already on the trajectory. And there's a lot of stuff I was gonna bring up, but I know you only have 10 minutes, so we gotta get into the Pulse Chain news and then we gotta have you back on for
Yeah.
like a full show sometime.
And
Uh
one quick other thing about that is like I would like to really kind of see all of like almost every project on Pulsechain. I think their logos should be like in hexagons in one way or another. Like I would like that to be like when you see a hexagon, you think Pulsechain crypto.
but I don't like it though because it's kind of LARPing. It's like it's Richard's thing, and I don't know, everyone's taking his thing.
I can understand that, but it's a good thing. Imitation is a sincerest form of flattery, right?
I guess. But I don't know. I don't think Richard likes it. It's also like
Yeah, you're right.
it's competitors, so
Yeah,
it's
no, totally.
but yeah, I don't know. It's a whole different can of can of can of can of worms. Let's get into like the big news that everyone's talking about, which came out March 19th, so yesterday, 4:29 p.m. So Pulsechain and PulseX news, the AMM bot is being tested on what will become the public V3 testnet. When it's done well, PulseX will be tested and then it can be public. It's close. So, what's your immediate reaction, Brisology?
Well, I have a question for you regarding this. When he says PulseX will be tested and then it can be made public, does that mean launch or testnet?
I think testnet. I don't think launch. I think if he was saying, you're saying skipping V3?
Well, he's just saying when it's done well, PulseX will be tested. He doesn't say publicly or privately, and then it can be made public.
Hmm.
So is it going to be tested and launched, or is it going to be like launched as a test and then later made public?
So I think it's got to be. So he said, but you look at the first sentence. He says the AMM bot is being tested on what will become the public V3 testnet. So he's already referring to the V3 testnet, and then he's saying it will be
That's
made public.
private
So
testing right now.
yeah, but it's going to become the public V3 testnet, and then when it's done well, it'll be tested, and then it can be made public. Oh,
See,
maybe.
see
Okay,
the
yeah.
part right there where it says the AMM bot is being tested. That means it's being tested privately right now. But again, I don't think there's any way you'd want to do a public test with the AMM bot, right?
Yeah.
You
No,
probably
so
want
I guess it's well, yeah. There's gonna be a V3. But maybe in the sentence he's referring to public testnet. You could be right.
so um Ethereum when they did their last big update, I don't know. I just don't remember there being like a V3 public testnet for the last Ethereum update. I mean, was there?
Oh, you're talking about when they made it proof of
Shanghai or
stake.
something? Yeah, when they went to
The
2.0,
merge.
the merge, you know, I just don't really remember there being much like talk about like a public testing, like, oh, we got to test this publicly before we launch it. All I'm saying is maybe the testing privately is good enough and he just might launch it. I mean, it feels like he wants to launch it within the next like month or two. So
So you're saying no V3?
maybe they're doing the V3 right now.
But he's saying what will become the public testnet, the
Oh
public
yeah.
V3.
Yeah, I guess they're gonna I don't want no more testing. I just want my launch it, Richard. Launch it.
We gotta hibernate, bro.
Oh man. I'm just like
Get back in the cave.
I'm up and I'm awake. I had my coffee. I ain't hibernating anymore.
I think a reason why Ethereum didn't have to do the public testnet also is because like they're not under the microscope. You know, if they mess up, it's like it's fine because they're Ethereum. They're just like so legacy at this point that it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah, where else are you gonna go?
yeah, it's like banks. They could screw you, but what are you gonna do? You need the
Well,
bank.
you heard about the Fed Now stuff?
I heard about the Fed now, but I don't know much about it.
I used to listen to a lot of conspiracy stuff back in the day, and I remember hearing about Fed Now, and basically, it's going to be like a 24-hour remittance, like 365, 24 hours, 24/7.
Oh,
And my opinion is that they basically want to become the American version of WeChat, of China's WeChat. And you're going to basically have an application on your phone and it's going to control everything. Yes, I'm a moon landing denier. We
I'm
didn't go
trying to
to the
stay on
moon.
YouTube.
Um,
We'll talk about it. Green room, guys. Green room.
and so, so the Fed now, it just seems like it's going to be like you're going to be able to pay. You're going to have banking services 24/7 with it. And
So
it
that's
feels
is that bad?
no, not in my opinion. It's just kind of, but the problem is that you have everything on your phone now. You have your banking, your social media,
Oh yeah.
and what else is it? And everything. And so, you know, like in China, if you have to go somewhere, you have to scan your phone, and if it's green, you get to go through, and if it flashes red, you can't go through. And so it's just a way that they have more control over everyone. But as long as you're not a pain in the butt, as long as you're not a thorn, you know, they shouldn't mess with you.
Uh,
Don't get into politics.
be a good slave.
Yeah, be a
Uh,
good citizen.
no, I think the biggest problem. Well, where you kind of already got there, but people just didn't realize. I think the next big step would be taking away cash. I think that's really the issue. I wouldn't really have such an issue with all these things because essentially we are already on digital money. It's just that we
Yeah,
have the ability to have cash, and if they take that away, then you're really screwed. I mean, if you're bad.
yeah. Um, the other thing is that they're saying that this might take down a lot of the small banks because you don't need all these individual banks if you have your the other thing is you do your taxes through the Fed now too. So it's like your taxes, social media, all your banking, just like everything. So they're just saying that maybe it might take out the smaller banks, and the only thing that makes me think that might be true is watching some of these smaller banks start to collapse, like First Republic, SVB, uh, and Janet Yellen saying that they're not going to bail out any banks that don't cause a systemic risk.
That don't call. No, but I think now they changed. They're going to do it, right? They're assuring all the money will be covered. They said.
You know what, man? I don't know what to believe anymore. I'm all confused. Buy HEX, everybody. Buy HEX.
I think that they're if all the banks go under, then they're not going to let it happen. I think.
And then they launched the Fed now. They go, oh, these stupid little banks use the national bank, the Federal Reserve Fed now. You are safe with us. We are the printers.
That's very. I mean, listen, I don't want to count it out. I don't want to count anything out at this point anymore. But I think the political ramifications,
is like Fidelity. One of the biggest players on Wall Street. In early December, they launched their retail trading crypto desk.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny that it launched at the beginning of December because FTX, BlockFi, Celsius, Voyager, they all just collapsed. And then Fidelity launches their trading desk like a month or two later. Very peculiar.
It's an interesting thing.
So, there's a takeover going on in this financial world, and I don't, just hold on to your butts, everybody.
Buy HEX, not financial advice.
NFA.
I said that, by the way. You know how the criticism of the Federal Reserve, it's like they're not federal, they're not a reserve, right? That's like the big criticism. So I was thinking like maybe the HEX HEX could be the global reserve currency, and the OA will be the Federal Reserve. He's not federal, but he actually has a reserve. And then you'll have like the conspiracy theorists saying like the money's controlled by this entity that's not federal, not a reserve.
No, I love it. I've always thought Richard could maybe take a private version of HEX and sell it to like governments and be like, hey, it would take a lot of work for them to implement it. But I'm like, it's a better financial system than the currency that they're using, the fiat. So I always thought that would be a cool idea. And heck yeah, my tinfoil hat is on.
Yeah, it might happen. And
so
I guess
I gotta get going. I apologize. I know it's a real short show, but I appreciate you having me on. And we have to do this again sometime. We'll have some more specific stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, and definitely we'll have you on for another one whenever you want. All right.
Yeah, definitely. And so testnet V3 pretty soon. Can't wait for V4. V5 is around the corner. Maybe V7 by the end of the year.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess I'll just stay on, and I'll cover the rest of the stuff. But we're gonna have you on for a full one.
All right, guys. Hey, have a good one, and peace out. All right. Stake long, stake hard.
All right. Brisology. We got to have him on for a full one. And Dr. H, the crypto practor, sends $6.99. First of all, thank you very much for the generous donation. Hey, Furu, thanks for the chat yesterday. You are a star. Highly recommend others to connect with you. Thank you, man. You guys can check out Dr. H's channel. And you too can book a session with me. Links in the description. It's free. 15-minute sesh with Furu Finance. Also, consider joining the Patreon. Had an excellent meeting yesterday. I put a clip of that on my Instagram where you guys could be following me there. I guess we could just move on with the news. I guess we could move on a little bit further with this Pulsechain PulseX V3. So obviously Richard Hart tweeted that, not texted that, tweeted that, and then K4K said private testnet is about to go to get AMM bot ran on all the liquidity, then making it public. So there you go. So private testnet is running. It's synced. It's got all 16 stages or whatever synced it, and it's going to be public very, very shortly. So we're looking forward to that. And oh yeah, Walrus. So it looks like the actual V3 environment is live privately. AMM Fixer Bot running through different decks and pools. PulseX is in its final stages. Pulsechain coming soon. Yeah, so there you go. So what's the time frame? I should have asked Brisology on that one, but I guess we're looking at 1 more week. I'm going to stop saying 2 more weeks and say 1 more week. So I think that's really the time frame as far as that. And there are a few other things I guess I could go through. We got a lot of people are talking about HEX. And firstly was the MEXC new listing alert. So this is actually a very big exchange, which I never used. My friend heard of it, and that obviously means it's big. They have 766,000 followers on Twitter. It's pretty serious. I actually went onto the website to check out the listing. It's a pretty serious exchange, and obviously they listed it. My friend described it as one before KuCoin, so maybe we could be getting HEX on KuCoin next. Probably something maybe to consider would be getting in the threads of KuCoin and stuff like that, and tweeting at them to list HEX. I think also if MEXC does it, that's already a serious, it's already like a legit exchange listing HEX. I think a lot of other exchanges are maybe thinking if they did it and they're fine, it looks like it's okay. It's not as controversial anymore. It's got like more mainstream exposure and things like that. So that's really big. That's underratedly pretty big. And yeah, being on centralized exchanges is important as far as like mass adoption. It's not going to get mass adopted in this upcoming bull market on decentralized exchanges. They're just not there yet. It's got to get on centralized exchanges, and it's getting on centralized exchanges. So yeah, that's some good news over there. Shout out to MEXC. And then we had some shout out to our influencers. Mason tweeted about HEX being listed on MEXC. Congrats, HEX community. And then I quote tweeted him, got 162 likes. So just say it already. I love HEX because we know he likes it and he's just a little bit scared. But what I said is Ivan did it. He's doing excellent. So you too can do it. Your engagement will be off the charts. Yeah, Ivan's really been a trailblazer. He's been paving the way for those mainstream influencers to be listing HEX. So shout out to Ivan. And I think a lot of them are warming up to it. It's just a matter of time. And obviously, Ivan was talking with CTO Larson, and everybody's heard of this guy. This guy's like the big trader guy. He has the trading indicator, the famous Larson line that people talk about, and he's having a convo. He has over 150,000 subs, I think, on YouTube. He's having a convo with Ivan, and Ivan brings it up. I could even play it for you guys. Then I have to unshare and then share again. But we could do that. Stop screen. Present. There we go.
On Binance Chain, there are so many random scam coins.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because it is cheap on Polygon as well. It's cheap on Arbitrum. Like if you want to do some kind of shady coin, you can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
But everyone does it on Binance Chain. I don't know what it is. I don't think that they're gonna take over ETH because it's the same as ETH. Just like Polygon won't take over ETH because it's the same, and Arbitrum will not. They're all the same. So it's very easy to just copy paste everything and move. So there's no loyalty. Why would you have loyalty to something when you can easily move? But here's the interesting thing. That's why I'm excited about this meme. Have you heard Shibarium? Shiba Inu EVM chain. But I mean, Shibarium is gonna be like Binance Chain, but you actually have crazy community. because Shiba Inu
Yeah, yeah.
came out of nowhere
Mm.
to massive. So of course, if you are a Shiba Inu community, you're not gonna go to Polygon. You're not gonna go to although it's the same EVM. Shibarium is Shibarium. That's the only place where you have a native chain for Shiba Inu community.
Yeah.
So I like that because otherwise you don't have any moat. All EVM chains are the same. Another one, more controversial, is of course a Pulse chain, where if you want to be in the HEX ecosystem, Hexicans are in Pulse chain. They're not gonna go to some other because they love Richard Hart, so they're gonna be there no matter what.
Yeah.
So that's a massive moat. So this, and then of course Doge chain.
Yeah.
So this meme EVMs.
Yeah, there you go. Ivan on Tech talking about it with other big influencers. So he's really been stepping it up. He's really been making it work, obviously. And I guess there's the next tab. Unshare that. And oh yeah, he confirmed that he's holding HEX, which is pretty nuts. Like until now he was talking about Pulsechain, but now he's talking about holding HEX. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. There we go.
I kind of agree with that because I had run part of about to pump. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know about the HEX ecosystem outside of HEX. I haven't dove in deep. I just know that Richard Hart says that HEX is the only thing, and I mean, on that front, I agree. Listen, I have HEX, so let's just ensure that HEX goes up, okay? And then other ecosystems. I mean, I kind of agree with that because I have HEX. So if you are to buy something within the HEX ecosystem, buy HEX. Because if we all buy 100 different coins in the HEX ecosystem, then the HEX will not perform as good. So that's what Richard Hart has been saying, and I kind of, when you have HEX, you kind of agree. You're like, what the hell? You're gonna buy that other thing? Buy HEX. But of course, I mean, if you're early on in that new thing, and yeah, maybe it performs, maybe not.
Yeah, no, that's some good stuff. And I like what he's saying also. Like, yeah, what the hell? Just buy HEX. Just buy HEX. Why do you have to buy all the other projects? It's not good for HEX, and they're probably not even going to do well. Just like all the other ones that have came before have not done well. So that's awesome. He confirmed it. So I think it's fair to say that HEX will be mainstream come probably this coming bull market. It's already there. You had Kevin talking about it and everything like that. So things are going well. Not much else to talk about, but just a reminder, go check out my Instagram. How many followers do I have? I'm trying to get to 100 followers. Could you guys please get me to 100? I'm at 86 followers. Got some cool exclusive content on there. I'm going to put it in the description and just go give me a follow. And if you don't have Instagram, then go make an Instagram and make me a follow. And I guess I could look at your chats if anybody has any questions. But before I get to that, just a reminder that if you're looking, if you need help in cryptocurrency, you want to learn more about Pulsechain or how to approach the Pulsechain launch or just how I'm navigating these markets, learning cryptocurrency terms, all those kinds of things, get in the description and go book a free one-on-one with me. I can answer all of your questions for free on your time at a time that's most convenient for you. Go do that right now, and also consider becoming a patron. Had an amazing, phenomenal meeting this past Sunday, like we do every Sunday with my patrons, discussed like all the various topics going around in the ecosystem. So yeah, consider doing that. We got 92 people watching, so go hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And take a look at your chats. T-shares. I think he has to launch before the Shanghai upgrade. So V3 in a few days runs till early April. Then mainnet before Shanghai. He said specifically that he's not waiting for the Shanghai. They could implement that after. But the time frame is very reasonable. I think it might actually be longer. Toby Wan's got to bounce. Thank you for tuning in, Toby Wan. Go check out Toby's TA. TA with Toby Wan. Toby Wan said, I think PLS V3 public testnet may launch before they allow people to start playing with Pulsechain on V3. Oh, it's interesting. You can see brand awareness having a positive ancillary effect, kind of like HEX sports endorsements. It's possible. Aku Aaron, thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys hit the like and subscribe button and book a one-on-one today. Links in the description. I hope a few days launch mainnet already. I need to escape Prison Island. That is Australia. Sorry to hear, bro. Sorry to hear. Hopefully. I don't think you're going to be getting rich anytime soon. And by anytime soon, meaning in the next couple of months. Probably meaning the next 2 to 3 months. I don't know. Could be starting to see some serious changes after maybe 6 months. Is that fair? Maybe that's fair. Trying to find a good ratio between liquid HEX staked and Ethereum. What? Oh, okay. As far as your portfolio. So this is what I said. It's interesting you're saying that. If you're stocking up on Ethereum, it's probably not the best idea, in my non-financial advice opinion. In order to pay for your gas fees, you're better off holding liquid HEX and just enough ETH for one trade, because your liquid HEX is most likely going to outperform Ethereum. So instead, you hold on to liquid HEX. When you're ready to make your unstakes and HEX appreciated a lot, you'll trade that for Ethereum, and then you'll have considerably more ETH at your at your expenditure to spend on gas fees. So I think that's the thing. Also, it's not good that we're pumping Vitalik's bags for gas. I think it's better to pump our bags, right? Yeah. But yeah, you could definitely book a one-on-one for free. Links in the description. Bob Stutz, thanks for all your help this morning. Yeah, I had a session with Bob. We got him set up. We got his ledger connected to his MetaMask. We bought some HEX. It was a great session. So yeah, go link in the description below. Book a sesh. Did I get the Arbitrum airdrop? No. Hope you're not too much of a maxi. For this bull market, I think obviously every asset gets heavy after a period of time, but we're super early, and I think the HEX Pulsechain is where the opportunity's at, and you're really trying to find a needle in a haystack with all the other projects. So I'm not a maxi, for the sake of being a maxi, just like a purist. But for now, it's very appropriate. It's very appropriate. We're not even in the first cycle for Pulse and PulseX, and HEX is in its second, down over 90%, and people are looking elsewhere. I think that's ridiculous. Great stream. Thanks, Dr. H. Pleasure talking to you yesterday. Do you think it's worth holding liquid Hedron or use it for HSI HEX auctions? I think you're better off with HEX than Hedron, and the past couple months have showed HEX is outperforming. So I would rather buy the HSIs, I guess. And I heard they're at a discount as well. So, but I'd rather native stakes, you know, if you're new, because you could always liquidate the HSIs. So you're probably not going to serve the duration. Probably sell it too early. There you go. I agree with you. Yes, PLSX is 80% of your bag. You're 20% HEX, 80% PLSX. Interesting. Interesting. All right. 88 people watching. Go smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And consider joining the Patreon. Follow my trades and portfolio, what I'm doing, how I'm navigating these markets. You'll also get access to the Discord, to huge discounts on consultations, and a weekly Zoom meeting, courses, hours of courses, and attending live courses. So just great stuff, and supporting the show. So go get in the Patreon today and hit the like and subscribe. And guys, please follow me on Instagram. I'm at, how many followers am I at? I'm trying to get to 100 because double digits is not looking good. 88 followers. We got 190 people watching. Could 10 of you just click the link in the chat, please? Go give me that follow on Instagram. But yeah. Are there any more questions? Short stream today. Tomorrow, Ben Dubard will be coming on. We will be having Ben Dubard live. We're going to get in detail on the Pulsechain launch. We're going to be talking about everything. We're going to be talking about this mainstream influencer adoption. We'll be taking your questions and more. So yeah, make sure you hit that bell notification. Did you guys hit the bell notification? Yeah, go do that right now. And Abis Machine scheduled a one-on-one. Awesome, man. I'm looking forward to talking to you. Uz Emmanuel Chibuik. Please, Furu Finance, I have a different question, which is anything like XRP, TRC10? Is TRC10 to Tron what ERC20 is to Ethereum? Because XRP is its own blockchain. XRP is its own blockchain. You could maybe elaborate on that. But nice seeing you here. Please like and subscribe. What's going on, J-Man? J-Man is in the house. HEX sitting at 8.6 cents. It's looking like this resistance line is insignificant. We might have to move it up. Might have to move up the resistance line. Eddie Hadvina says, I really appreciate all you do. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. And I appreciate you tuning in. And I appreciate the kind words. Excited for Pulsechain. One more week. One more week. We're going down from 2 more weeks to 1 more week. And I'm linking the Patreon in the chat. If you guys could join the Patreon, it would be amazing. Check it out. Check out the membership tiers and try it for yourself. I think you guys will like it a lot. You'll be able to track my trades. You'll be able to track my portfolio. You'd be able to join meetings, Discord, all those good stuff. So yeah, go check it out. And hit the like and subscribe. Rockstar says, I see your dedication. 21 salute. Salute. Thanks, man. Yeah, no jokes. I was actually doing the free one-on-one with someone. I'm like, it's a kid. Nice kid. Shout out to him. But I'm like, yeah, now's the time to really now's the time to be dedicated. You know, when everything's up and people are on their vacations or retirements, driving their fancy sports cars and they're living in their mansions and their house parties, that's when we could, step back and relax and enjoy ourselves. Now's the time to get grinding, because if you don't get grinding till later, it's going to be the field is going to be too concentrated. You're not going to be able to get a good footing in there as an influencer, or you're not going to be able to get the kind of bag that you're able to get now. So, I mean, if you think the bull market's coming up, now's really the time to get grinding, to work, to establish yourself in the community, and to fill up that bag. Now's the time. So salute to you, Mr. Rockstar. You're a rock star. 94 people watching. Go hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Are there any more questions? And go follow me on Instagram if you have not already. HEX. Did you ever get the feeling that Richard Hart knows something huge for HEX other than Pulsechain? What do you mean? Did you ever get the feeling that Richard Hart knows something huge for HEX other than Pulsechain? Don't know. Don't know what you mean. Dr. H. Super easy to book the free consult. Yes, thank you, Dr. H. Question, internet money will be a go? I don't know. Dude, that's the wallet token. Isn't Richard Hart going to have his own wallet? Is it anything like it? I don't know. Hit the like and subscribe. And go follow me on Instagram at furu.finance. And book a free one-on-one. Be one and only. Make sure you have a bag ready for the wallet sack. Yeah, that's right. Dr. H says, what's your biggest mistake in crypto so far? What did you learn? There's a lot of big mistakes. There's a lot of big mistakes. I think trading, this idea that you can get in, get out at the right time, that you could buy bottoms and sell tops, I think is very silly. I think, keeping money on centralized platforms was a mistake. I left it on Hotbit and that got hacked. Leverage trading, it's a mistake, lost money. It's the things that everyone goes through. And that's really why I do the Patreon and these one-on-ones, because the idea is, maybe it could cost money for you to do it, but you would save so much money, because I've lost tens of thousands of dollars, doing these things that, making these common mistakes that everybody makes when they get into crypto. So, being that I've been through it, my goal is to make you guys avoid it. Just when he talks of another 10,000x, some kind of mass adoption for X. Yeah, I think there is going to be some kind of mass adoption for HEX. It's either going to achieve, there's two options. You can't stay the same. You either have to reach mass adoption or die, right? You either have to actually be adopted, or you're not going to keep up. You're either growing or shrinking. And I think HEX it has what it takes to reach that mass adoption, where it's just, crypto. It is crypto. It's like what we see with Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's what you see with Apple and Amazon and those kinds of things. It just sticks around. So very few things have that staying power. And if you don't have that staying power, sooner or later, you're going to be gone. So I think it does have the staying power. And I think it has another 10,000x, in my opinion, but not in one cycle. Not in one cycle. but still. Are there any more questions? I guess that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with Ben Dubard. Go to the Patreon. Links in the description. Follow me at furu.finance. Book a free call, furufinance.com. All the links are in the description. Go check it out. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.